In this part, we are doing data interpretation tools. These tools are basically ways of presenting data, for example, bar graphs, pie charts, etc. And we should solve questions of each type to get a hang of it. The more variety you solve, the more practice you get, the better are your chances of cracking it. In this part, we'll be covering some of the DI tools like tables, bar graph, word problem, line graph, and pie charts. These are very conventional tools and you must understand them in order to understand data interpretation. There are some of the unconventional DI tools also. For example, the less known charts like candlestick chart, bubble chart, radar/spider chart, triangular chart, scatter plot. We'll be doing this in the subsequent sessions. In this part, let's deal with the conventional charts. So let's begin with tables. We'll start solving a few questions to get a hang of what kind of questions do you get as part of tables. But generally, you will see a lot of operations like averages, percentages, ratios are involved. So you really need to practice the hygiene aspects very well so as to solve these questions in time. Let us have a look at a question which came in CAT 2006. In a class 10 board exam, 10 papers are distributed over 5 groups. So PCB, mathematics, social science, vernacular, English. Each of the 10 papers is evaluated out of 100. The final score is calculated in the following manner. First, the group scores are obtained by averaging marks within that group, and then final score is the simple average of the group scores. Very nice. Now, the data for top 10 students are given below. For example, let's take Deepan's example because the first question is also about Deepan. So first, what will they do? In any group, they will first do the average. So for example, here in PCB, the average for Deepan is 98. Mathematics, there is only one test, so the average is also 95. Here 96 and 95. So 98, then 95. 96 and 95 average is 95 and a half. Then 96 and 94, the average is 95. And finally, there is some number here. So if let's say you take this number as your assumed mean. I hope you've all studied assumed mean method in the last video. If you've not, go back and revise it. So if you assume this as assumed mean, then all the differences should cancel out. So with 96, the difference here is 2, the difference here is -1, the difference here is -0.5, and the difference here is again -1. So this +2 and -2 is getting cancelled. I have a -0.5 here. So I should get a +0.5 here. So this should be 96.5. So the number here must be 97. You've done assumed mean. This is reverse of assumed mean method, right? I hope you enjoyed it. Let's move forward. Students who obtained group scores of at least 95 in every group are eligible for a prize. Among those who are eligible, the student obtaining the highest group score is awarded this prize. So in case of Shreya, are we getting a 95 in every group? Here we are not getting a 95. The scores are pretty low. 89, 85 and 96. You are certainly not getting an average of 95. So Shreya is gone. Right? Let's have a look at Ram. Ram 97, 99 and 95. Here you are certainly getting a 95 average. Right? Here Ram is getting 95. Here also he is getting 95. Here also he is getting more than 95. Here he is not getting 95. So Ram is also gone. Talking about Aisha. Aisha is getting 95 here for sure. All the scores above 95. Here also 95 and 93 will take the average to 94. So Aisha is also not getting 95. Talking about Deepan. 98, 98, 98. Certainly greater than 95 or equal to 95. Here equal to 95. Here 95.5. Here again 95 and here 96.5. So Deepan is certainly eligible and he should be able to get it as well. So I hope this is again clear to you. Among the top 10 students, how many boys scored at least 95 in at least one paper from each of the two groups? So the boys have been represented by B, right? So Ram, Deepan, Sagnik, Sanjeev, then Joseph, right? Agni, Preetam. At least 95 in at least one of the paper from each of the groups. So Ram, he's getting 95 here. He is getting 95 here also. He is not getting 95 in vernacular. So Ram is certainly not getting it. Deepan is getting it. Deepan is getting 95, we've seen, right? So Deepan is getting 95 at least in each of the groups. So Deepan qualifies. Now Sagnik, if you see, not getting 95 here in English paper. So again, Sagnik is also gone. Sanjeev, if you see, getting 95 here, getting 95, not getting 95 here in vernacular. Joseph, if you will see, he is not getting a 95. He is getting a 98 here. He is getting a 97 here. He is not getting a 95 here. So a lot of people falling behind because of vernacular. Agni, if you will see, Agni also here getting 82 and 93, not getting a 95. Preetham also similarly not getting a 95 here and here also. So anyways, so what is the answer? Only Deepan could get it. So the answer is 1. Each of the 10 students was allowed to improve his or her score in exactly one paper of the choice with the objective of maximizing his or her final score. Everyone scored 100 in the paper that they want to improve. After that, among the 10 students, who was the topper? So let's see who was the topper. We have 5 options here. Let's evaluate only these people. So Ram, we have Agni, we have Preetham, we have Aisha, and we have Deepan. So for example, in case of Preetham, let's see which is the lowest score. The lowest score here is 83. It's part of the social science group. If you increase this number by 17, right? So this group will increase only by the differential divided by 2. Why? Because this number 50% weightage, this number has 50% weightage. So if you increase this number by 17, the overall number or the overall group score will move only by 17 by 2, right? Which is 8.5, correct? So if this overall number moves by 8.5, then the complete score for Preetham will move by 8.5 divided by 5, which will be 1.7. So if you add 1.7 to Preetham's score, it's still less than these guys. So Preetham is certainly not the answer here. Similarly for Agni, let's see which is the smallest score. For Agni, if you will see, this is the smallest score, 82. Again, if you increase it by 18, the vernacular group score improves only by 9. Why? Because this has only 50% weightage. Vernacular has 2 papers. This vernacular group has 20% weightage across, the subjects, and hence the final score moves by 20% into 9, which is 1.8. So for example, if you will add 1.8 also here, this number will become 96.1. There is still someone who is greater, right? Again, Agni is also not the answer. From the last 2 examples, we've understood something. We should pick that subject which can contribute, which is responsible for raising at least one group by 100%. For example, if you increase Deepan's score by 5, this group moves up by 5. Overall score increases by 1. So this becomes, from 96 it becomes 97. You can see for any other number this is not possible. If you increase this by 3, then this number moves by 0.6, becomes 96.7. Similarly here you have 98. If you move it by 2, this increases by, let's say, 2 divided by 5.4, so 96.6. So finally Deepan is the person who's getting the best possible score. Let's solve a few bar graphs problem. So let's see another problem which has been part of CAT in the previous years. A management institute was established on January 1st with 3, 4, 5, 6 faculty members in marketing, OB, finance and operations respectively. So marketing 3 people, OB 4 people, finance 5 people and OM 6 people. So no faculty member retired or joined the institute in the first 3 months of the year 2000. In the next 4 years, the institute recruited 1 faculty member in each of the 4 areas. All these new faculty members who joined the institute subsequently over the years were 25 years old at the time of their joining. All of them joined the institute on April 1st. During these 4 years, one of the faculty members retired at the age of 60. The following diagram gives area-wise average in terms of completed years of faculty members as on April 1st, 2000, 2001, 2 and 3. From which area did the faculty member retire? So understand, in each of these departments, there will be one new person will join in. There is just one person who's retiring. See, when this person joins, if you see the averages here, somewhere around 40s, 50s, right? Mid 40s, mid 50s. So when this person joins at the age of 25, then the average must dip. If a person who's younger will join, this average must drop, correct? That is point number 1. Point number 2, because these ages are around 40, 45, 50, when a person at the age 60 retires, then also the average should dip. Now have a look at what is happening in finance. Okay, what is happening in finance? It is dipping here once and dipping here twice. Everywhere else it is dipping only once. See, it is dipping here once and then increasing and then decreasing. Here also decreasing, then increasing. So everywhere it is decreasing only once except for finance. And you know why it's happening? It's happening because someone joining also and there is someone retiring also. So the retiring person must be from finance. So that's the skill of data interpretation. You don't have to keep solving always, right? Data interpretation is 2 parts. One is observation and interpretation, and second part, if you can't observe and interpret or avoid calculations, then you have to calculate really fast, for which the hygiene will come in handy. Professors Naresh and Devesh, 2 faculty members in marketing who have been with the institute since its inception, share birthday which falls on 20th November. One was born in 1947, another in 1950. On April 1st, 2005, what was the age of the third faculty who has been in the same area since inception? See, marketing had 3 people to begin with and the average was 49.33. So if you multiply, the sum of their ages to begin with was 148. So this was which year? This was 2000. Now since this number has been calculated on 1st April 2000, the person who was born on 20th November 1947, his age will be calculated from 1947 to 1999, because in 2000 we are calculating in April. So from 1947 to 99, if you take the difference, the first person is 52 years old. So the first person who was born in 1947 is 52, and hence this person must be 3 years lesser, so 49. 52 plus 49 is 101. The total was 148. So the third faculty who has been there since the inception of this function must have been 47 years old at this point in time. What will be his age on 1st April 2005? So very simply, all you have to do is just add 5 to this and the answer is 52. I hope this is clear to you. Moving forward, in which year did the new faculty member join the finance area? Very interesting. Finance, if you see, the initial average is 50. When a new member retires at 60, and there are how many people here? 5, right? When a new member retires, okay, the differential here is 10. When a new member is recruited who's around 25, the delta with the average is greater, right? So therefore, when a new member joins, the average should fall by a larger delta as compared to the scenario when a person retires, moves from 50 to 49. This must be the place where the person retires. And here if you see 49 to 45, a larger jump or a larger decline must be because of person joining. The new faculty member, this is 2000, 2001, 2002. So the person must have joined in 2002. I hope this is also clear. What was the age of the new faculty member who joined the OM area as on 1st April 2003? If you see, quite obvious, 45 to 43 dips because a person joined here in 2001. In 2003, what will be his age? His age in 2001 was 25. So in 2003, we must add 2 to this, so 27. I hope this is clear to you. Alright, let's have a look at word problem. Let's try this question from CAT 2005. Venkat, a stockbroker, invested a part of his money in 4 stocks ABCD. These stocks are from different sectors and each of the price is 100 rupees. So 100 for each of them. Was expecting returns 20%, 10%, 30% and 40%. Well, during the year 2 of the companies announced extraordinarily good results. One of these 2 companies belong to cement or IT, the other belong to steel or auto. As a result, the returns on stock of these 2 companies were higher than they initially expected. For cement or IT, the company with extraordinarily good results, returns were twice. And for steel or auto, the returns were only 1.5 times. For the remaining 2 companies which did not announce extraordinarily good results, the returns realized during the year were same as initially expected. What's the minimum average return? One of them can be twice, so the minimum can be twice, 20%. And the next minimum or the second minimum will make it 1.5 times, so that becomes 30%. This is 1 times, this is 1 times, right? I hope this is clear. To minimize this, you have to maximize the minimum returns. So this becomes 30 plus 30 plus this becomes 40. So 120 on a base of 400 here, 100 in each of the stocks. So therefore that becomes 30%. So minimum return here is 30. For the maximum, so you have to increase these returns C and D. So now what you have to do is you make 2x here, so 80%, and you make 1.5x here, so this becomes 45%. The rest is 20% and 10% at 1x. Now what is this? This is 125 plus, so this becomes 155 on a base of 400. In percentage this becomes 155 by 4. What will be 155 by 4? 3 times is 12, 3 and 5, 8 times is 32, so 38.75 will be the maximum. Let's see some question in maximum. We found out 38.75% return on average, which is the maximum return. Company D belong to cement or IT because that is where you are getting 2x return. Company C belongs to auto or steel. So company C belonged either to auto or steel, so this is correct. Company D belonged to auto or steel, that is incorrect. Company A announced extraordinarily good results, that is incorrect. Company B did not announce extraordinarily good results, that's correct, right? If Venkat earned a 35% return on average during the year, if you have to get 35% on an investment of 400 rupees, the total return is 140 rupees, right? Which basically means that you can't make 1.5x here or 1.5x here. Why? Because if you do a 1.5x here, this becomes 15, right? Now the last digit in this calculation will become 5. So you can't get 140 if you multiply either 10 or 30 with 1.5, which means that you'll have to do 1.5 either here or here. So let's do here. So if you do 1.5 here, this becomes 60, and let's say we do 2x here, so this becomes 40. Now this is 100, so this is 1x and this is 1x, so this is 10 and this is 30, so this becomes 140. So for 140, what are we saying? A is getting double returns and D is getting 1.5 times returns. So company A belonged to either auto or steel. See, that's not correct because we have taken a 2x here, right? And it says necessarily true. So this is not necessarily true. Company B did not announce extraordinarily good results. That seems alright. Let's park it for now. Company A announced extraordinarily good results. That is also good. Company D did not announce extraordinarily good results. That is again not something that we are considering. So the answer to this question is both 2 and 3 are correct. If company C belonged to cement or IT and did announce extraordinarily good results. Now this is quite interesting. Company C did announce extraordinarily good results and from cement IT, so therefore 2x. If I get 2x here, then I get 60%. Now have a look at the answer option. One number which is repeating again and again. Let's have a look at this. So a return of 33.75% on total investment of 400 rupees makes it a return of 135 rupees. So in C we have got 60 already. How can I make it 135? To get a 5 in the last digit, I must take 1.5x here only, because the others can't give me a 5 in the last digit, right? Because 20, if you multiply, it will give you 30, this will give you 60. Only 10 will give you 15 here. Now 1.5x and 2x both have been dealt with. So this 1x 20, this is 1x 40. So this becomes 135. So if the returns are 33.75%, company B belonged to auto or steel, that is correct. Now company A announced extraordinarily good results, that is not correct. You can see here yourself, this is 1x, D is also 1x. Now if I have to really maximize this, so how do I go about it? So I have 2x here already. Now to maximize this, I can take 1.5x here, so this becomes also 60, and then 1x here and 1x here, so 20 and 10. So this becomes 120, 140, 150. 150 divided by 4, which is 3 times and 7 times and half. So first answer option is not correct. Let's have a look at the minima. Now I'll take 1.5x here only, right? So this becomes 15, which is same as the last time, which is what we had calculated. So the minimum return will be 33.75. So 2 and 4 both are correct. Let's talk about pie charts. Okay, only thing that we want to understand on pie charts or basic theory about pie charts is percentage to degree conversion. So let's say we have a pie chart where we are representing 100% totally, and the central angle in a pie chart, as we know, is 360 degrees. So therefore 100% corresponds to 360 degrees. So 1% corresponds to 3.6 degrees. So that's one conversion that you should remember, and rest is absolutely as per the question. Let's try and solve this question. Chart A represents the distribution of value of top 6 suppliers of MFA. The total value of chart A is 5760 million euros. Chart A gives value, chart B gives quantity. The total value of chart B is 1.05 million tons. Now the country which has the highest average price. Now what is average price? Average price is value upon quantity. So a typical ratio comparison problem in CAT 2002. Ratio comparison is a very important aspect, and the more you practice, the better you get at it. USA. If you see, USA is 70% in the numerator and 15% in the denominator. Why are we not taking the base 17% into the base here, whatever the base is overall 5760, and here 15% into whatever the base here, which is 1.05. We are not taking these numbers because these numbers will be common for all the 4. 17 upon 15 here. For Switzerland similarly it will be 20 upon 11. For Turkey it is 16 upon 15, right? And for India, if you see, finally it's 20 upon 26. So highest price obviously not here. This is 17 upon 15, this is 16 upon 15, so obviously not here. And finally between these two, if you will see, quite clearly this is closer to 2. So the answer to this question is Switzerland.